So I noticed that in the past 3 to 4 years, it's been pretty hard for me to enjoy gaming the way I used to, and I was wondering why that is the case. Am I actually experiencing the tired ex-gamer dad syndrome? You know, the typical I don't have time to play video games anymore because I have bills to pay cliche. Well, what causes the syndrome anyway? Maybe I should make a video about that actually. But no. I noticed some common practices that actually ruined my gaming experience a little, and I am now in the process of getting back to how it used to, how I really enjoyed to play video games. And I can actually help you enjoy video games as much as I do right now, because I got some tips and tricks, because I've got experience with that stuff. So all you have to do is watch this video and listen to what I have to say. And if you want more videos like this, maybe you can subscribe and like this video. I mean, but still, I look like shit. Wait, give me a sec. This is cool. I wonder what happens if I do it again. Yeah, no. That's a little too much. Plus, it's kind of tight. And let's go back. Cool. What the? Hold up, Christian from the past. I'm gonna have to stop you right there. Hi, I'm Christian from the future, 1 day later. And I interrupted Christian from the past because he was talking shit. He was talking in a very monotone manner. It was pretty boring for the video. So here I am, guys. What's up? Hi, whatever. My hair's wet because I took a shower. Also, I'm wearing my old hoodie. Do you guys remember when I introduced this hoodie? I never actually released it. So here I am now a day later. I just have a slight headache and I'm slowly dying. I'm probably not gonna be there by next week, but I'm here now. So we're gonna talk about improving your gaming experience. So I'm gonna start by saying that you do not need expensive gaming equipment to have fun gaming. Once you start having expensive gaming equipment, you're gonna wanna have more. So if you have an amazing computer, you're gonna want to have RGB lights now, and maybe RGB fans, and probably a multi-monitor system or an expensive gaming chair like mine. Having expensive gaming equipment does not improve your gaming experience. It actually kind of distracts you from the game, because you're gonna start to worry more on, does my computer look good, rather than, am I having fun playing the game? Which is exactly where we're trying to get. We're trying to get rid of this hand and getting more towards this hand. So just to debunk some myths, LED lights are actually not that great. They do look cool, but they're actually kind of distracting, because once you're playing a game, you're gonna want to turn them off. And that's kind of a pain, because you're gonna have to reach into your other drawer and look for the remote and press on off. And it's a pain, it's very exhausting. But if you don't turn them off, they're gonna shine in your face and they're gonna be so bright that you're not gonna be able to see the game well. So if you're playing Fortnite or some stuff, you're gonna lose. You're gonna get a victory failure. A failure royale. I'll show myself out. And another thing, if you have a gaming chair like this, they're actually not that comfy. You're gonna have back pains if you're trying to game for 6 hours or so. It's not that great. So if you go to like Staples or something and you get a regular office chair, you might be better off than me, because you're not gonna die. And another thing, a triple monitor setup, when you're gaming, it's actually not that great because you have like those border things that don't look that good. Usually I even turn off my other monitor when I'm playing video games, because I don't want to get distracted by having other windows open, and I just want to focus on the game on one monitor. So I mean, I do admit that a multi-monitor setup is actually kind of useful if you're trying to stream or record videos or doing something else on multiple monitors, but for gaming itself, it's not that useful. And if you're playing on a like $500 machine, you're gonna be better off than me, who paid approximately 5 times more than you. As long as your games run well, it doesn't matter. Also, when I said the more you have, the more you want to have more, it also applies to computer graphics, because if you have an RTX card or any type of good graphics card that allows you to have really good graphics in a game, you're gonna want to experiment with it. So I'm talking about modding. Fallout 4, Skyrim, other games, I never really mod in other games. Shaders on Minecraft, you're gonna want to push your computer to the limits, and you're not gonna play the game most of the time, especially when you're playing Bethesda games, because you're gonna spend your time modding and troubleshooting and installing more stuff. And I mean, it's cool and all, but it's not gaming. So it's all a psychological thing, because once we start getting the taste of something, once we start getting the taste of the good graphics in a game, we're gonna want to have better and better and better graphics and more assets and more of that. But it's really not that important, because it's the gaming, the gameplay, the story, the feelings you get from the game that matter, not really the graphics. I'm kind of screwing myself over by buying an expensive gaming computer, so you should be happy on your laptop, whatever you're playing on. So if you have to take anything from what I just said, just be thankful with what you have, and do not try to get more necessarily unless you really need more for what you're doing. And graphics don't matter. I sound like an old grandpa. Oh, looks don't matter. It's what's in the inside that matters. Now that that long point is out of the way, let's start getting to some other tips and tricks to improve your gaming experience. So one recommendation that I have is do not use your phone. Bye, bitch. Would you look at that? It's charged and it doesn't open anymore. That was worth it. So try not to use your phone while gaming, even when the game is loading, because if you're gonna start to focus on something else other than your game, you're gonna actually want to stay on that device more than you're playing. Because how many times have you sat through a loading screen in Skyrim or GTA and you grabbed your phone and the game started, but you're still on your phone because you have to finish your long Instagram post of Belle Delphine or something? It's actually kind of annoying because you're not playing the game. So what I do lately is that I simply take my phone, I put it on silent or something, but I still leave it out. I put it on my desk and I never touch it until I finish my game or until I go poop. Because I do need my phone when I go poop. What I do instead is I read the tips that I get during the loading screens, or I look at whatever cutscene is happening, or I spin those 3D models in Skyrim, and I actually fidget with something because I do have a short attention span. And we're gonna talk about that soon. So what I do is I play with this Slinky because it actually keeps me occupied while I'm still focused on the game. For some reason, it works. I don't know why. It's actually very fun. So yeah, as technology evolved and all that, we started having a short attention span because we get stuff and information really quickly with Google and stuff like that, and we don't want to wait anymore. And this is why loading screens are a problem, because loading screens are getting longer and longer in video games because video games are more and more complex, and I'm talking very fast and I just stop. So as I was saying, video games are getting more and more complex, so it's normal that the loading screens are getting longer, and it does get boring because we do have a shorter attention span than, let's say, our parents or something. So what we can do is follow my tips. I just hit the microphone, and I'm distracted now. So what you can do is follow my tips, and you can actually fidget with something while still focusing on the game. Loading screens are actually not that bad once you get used to them, so put your phone down. Another recommendation that I have is to give yourself the time to immerse yourself in the game. So what I mean by that is not sit down for an entire day and play video games, but if you do have the choice, it's always more fun to play for a longer period of time because you do have the time to actually sit down and get used to, get comfortable with the game, and it's actually more fun. Now, I'm not teaching you how to be healthy because sitting around for about 3 hours not doing anything is definitely not good for your health. But it's not that bad if you do it moderately, I guess. I usually sit down when I have really long and good gaming sessions. I usually sit down for 6 hours, obviously with some stretching and bathroom breaks because I do pee a lot. But it's actually very fun. I don't do it very often anymore because I don't really have the time because I'm a full-time student and all that. But I do it because it's fun, and why not? Just make sure you live a healthy lifestyle outside of your gaming hobby. And speaking of that, I need to get my ass to a gym real quick because I'm starting to gain weight, and I should stop making these YouTube videos and actually go do something. So another trick that I have is to join communities of a game you're playing. So for example, when the Outerworlds came out, I'm gonna take that from my example, I actually joined the Outerworlds Facebook group, and I was playing the game, and I was actually like also posting on the Facebook group. I was reading other people's posts and I was interacting with them, and that made my experience more fun because I felt like I was not alone. Even though it's a single player game, I was still talking to people that I didn't know, but it was still great. So what you can do is join subreddits of the game you're playing, follow some YouTubers that play that game or talk about that game, and interact with the people in the comments maybe, join the Facebook group like I said, or maybe Tumblr. But what you want to be careful is be wary of the spoilers. So maybe don't join any communities until you're about halfway through the game, if it's an old game that is, because you're gonna get spoiled. Next up, do not rush. And I'm gonna take the Outerworlds again for an example. So I noticed that in the Facebook group, people are complaining a lot about the length of the game, and they're saying, wow, this game is very, very short. But it's because they were rushing through the main story without doing any other side activities and without getting really immersed in the game and talking to other NPCs and stuff like that. You really need to take the time and immerse yourself in the game, like I said earlier. So if you're not doing any side activities, you're just focused on the main story, you might not get the full grasp of the game. Taking Skyrim as an example, I honestly do not like the main story like at all. I think it's boring, generic, and very long for no reason. But what I love about the game is the side activities and the exploration of the world itself, and that's what really kept the game alive for me for so long. And it's still my favorite game of all time. Again, not for the main story, but for all the side activities that you can do. So as I'm saying, do not rush in games because it's not good for you. You're gonna find your time very, very boring. So this next recommendation applies to almost every hobby in real life, I was gonna say in a game. So finish your shit before you actually start playing. So if you have a lot of assignments, say if you're a student, you have a lot of homework to do, and you start playing the game you want to play, you're gonna have a really bad time because you're gonna think of that assignment non-stop while you're playing the game. So if you take care of your responsibilities beforehand, and then you get to play the game, you're gonna be focused on the game more, and you're gonna have to worry a lot less about your assignment because it's already done. So what I usually do is that I try to finish all my assignments for the following week. So let's say it's the week number 1 of school. I'm gonna try to finish my assignments until week number 3. So week number 2 is completely done, and during week number 2 I'm gonna try to finish my assignments until week number 4 and stuff like that. And you can do it like that or not. You can do it at your own pace. I'm always super in advance when it comes to school stuff because I really don't want to be late, and I hate working last minute. And actually, now that I'm thinking about it, all of these tips actually apply to most hobbies in life, not just gaming. So tip number 69. If you're a YouTuber or a streamer, take a break from the grind. Trust me, I've been there. Last year, I was playing Skyrim non-stop because I had many videos to record. And the thing is, I never got the time to actually play any games in my own free time. And it was really boring because I consider myself a gamer, but I would not play games. It was a very painful time of my life. So just to summarize what I did last year, it was always school, work, YouTube, work, school, YouTube, school, and so on. And it was really not a great time. But now what I do is, if you noticed, I sometimes take breaks of 2 weeks or so between uploads, and it's because I take some time for myself and I actually play some games, because sometimes that's what we need in life. We just need a break from anything. I'm working a lot though, and here I am making videos this weekend. Actually, you're watching this during the week probably. Well, the weekend before, I was working on videos non-stop, and I have a headache. But I guess I will take some time in the week to play some video games. I'm playing GTA right now, and it's really fun. And lastly, you actually should play the games that you want to play and not get peer pressured into playing any games, whether it's by your friends or other communities. Everyone says that you need to play this game or whatever. Just play whatever the f you want to play and you'll be happy. So for example, if you're a streamer and you're playing Fortnite just because it has high views, I might be 2 years late by saying that because Fortnite doesn't get that many views anymore. But if you are playing any game just to get some views, you're actually losing no matter how many victory royales you get. I sound like a boomer. I should probably stop saying victory royale because I'm probably saying wrong. Even if you're a streamer or YouTuber, people are gonna notice that you don't enjoy playing that game as much. And this is actually a segue for me to say that I'm actually planning to play a bit less Skyrim this year and have more videos with my face this year because Skyrim is very painful to record in, and I actually need to take a break from that game and maybe even play for myself because I haven't really played the game in 3 or so years. I'm just making videos on it, so I need to take a break from that. So what I can do right now is that I can play some video games in my own time and record some gameplay in the background, and I can use that gameplay for videos like this. So I guess it's a win-win situation for both of us, right? And so I hope I helped at least 3 of you. If you listen to what I said, and I hope your gaming experience is a bit better. So even if I increased your gaming experience by at least 3.6%, I guess I'm happy because I did my job as a YouTuber, which is to entertain people, even though this video was probably not that entertaining, it was just informative. So if you want to see more videos like this, I actually have a couple more ideas right here. I actually write them on the back of my neck with a Sharpie. So they're here, trust me. I'm not gonna turn around for you to see, but they're actually here. So if this video does well, I'm actually gonna make something similar. They're kind of fun to make. It's something new for me and I'm actually experiencing right now because as a creator, I really do not know what kind of videos I really want to make right now. I'm in that phase. I'm in the experiencing teenage phase of my YouTube career. Even though it's not a career, it's more of a hobby. But whatever, let me know what you think. If you have any other suggestions for any of us, leave them in the comments down below, and I hope you enjoyed. I'll see you in the next one. Thank you very much for watching.